Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Dennis, and welcome to my art channel. Today, we're going to be taking a bit of inspiration from a magazine I've got here. Picked up a couple magazines this past week. Latest issues of Thrasher and L. The reason for L is I've been watching for the first time, but rewatching some past seasons of Project Runway, and that is the original magazine that the contestants would end up being featured in, so I was interested to see how the actual magazine looked, what the editorial is about, and how the spreads actually look on a physical piece of paper. I've seen it on the show, so why not check out the actual product? I mean, I guess like clothes are the product, but at least I'm not gonna go out and buy any of the clothing, but I can look at it and admire it in a printed image form. This here is a image that I liked that was from Aramis' ad.
This is not a drill.
It says drawing on your mind and has a little line through, and I feel like the whole composition is very interesting. Just the picture itself is quite simple. Just a blue sky, a little bit of reflection, and this well-dressed lady taking a step off of the couch. And there's two images composited, one of her taking the step and then kind of her flying off of the couch with the shadow. And I'm kind of inspired by that transition of going from in between standing and flying, and then actually that feeling of freedom, that release within the shadow. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm not really going for a one-to-one realistic recreation of the image, although I am adhering a bit to the composition. I'm not cropping much out. I do really like the amount of space everything has on the page in terms of a little bit of blue on the couch in the shadow, and then a lot of blue in the edge around, but flat white for the main composition. But I'm going to reinterpret these colors a little bit. I am starting out with a wash and blocking out the colors as I see fit. But as I go in here, I don't have, exactly one-to-one colors in mind. I'm going blues for shadows and yellows for highlights. But at the same time, I'm trying to do a little bit of a twist and add a bit more color than what I actually see here. You can see the figure starting to develop. I feel like my biggest critique of myself looking back here is that I used probably a bit too large of a watercolor brush and let it wash out a little too much. I feel like the details might be a little lost, but at the same time, this isn't a super fine painting here that I'm making. I do take this moment to take a bit of paint away, remove it with my little cloth there, and then re-add a different color, something more of an ochre, and try to mix in some of that warmness instead of it just being a bit too cool for the liking. And yeah, a little cut. I let it dry for a little bit, and I'm coming right back in, trying to enhance all of the parts of the painting, not leave any point untouched. Starting to add a bit more color to the figure, and now I'm incorporating the shadow as well. I feel like I'm just going to use this blue here. Not sure if I add more color to that or not, but at the same time you can see, I feel like it's like a little dance that she's doing in the shadow, like hop and a skip type of a vibe. Once again, I'm not doing exactly one-to-one, but I'm also not going purely abstract. I'm just sort of reinterpreting this composition into something of my own. I definitely am not sponsored by any of these things, or not encouraging anyone to go out there and purchase Hermes just because I'm painting something related to them. I just hope that this painting takes a bit of that vibe, a bit of that culture, and reinterprets it and gives it a different kind of show and finesse. One line to set up the back wall. I am trying to add a bit of blue to finish out the background. I feel like it's just not blue enough. I need to build out a bit more of the contrast by making the background a little bit darker and the sky just a bit more prominent. After that, I'm just adding a bit more of more color, just trying to fill out some of the figure and make sure that things are a little clear or not clear depending on the vibe. Here I'm adding a bit of yellow, and honestly maybe a bit too much yellow. I'm totally obscuring any kind of details that I might have been trying to add. Maybe I'm trying to hide some of my mistakes in creating this figure. It has been a while, quite honestly, but that's just how it be sometimes. I feel like this is a bit out of my comfort zone. I've been doing a lot of just straight abstract from the heart paintings recently, so something directly inspired from the magazine is definitely a different kind of step. I feel like if the judges from the Project Runway show were to see this, maybe they wouldn't be so approving of it. But at the same time, I don't really care what judgment of this would be, as it's not really meant for any kind of competition or like a critical show or anything. This is meant to be kind of fun and just exploring a bit of a thought process of going from a photo and an advertisement at that into something that's original art and personal, truly personal, as I feel like this person that I'm painting is breaking out of their shell and sort of transcending into a new stage of their own lives. That's how I'm interpreting it. But I feel like the brand messaging might have been intended to be a bit different. There isn't too much text, but I am, of course, drawing my line, as they said. And I hope that maybe this will encourage you to get some inspiration and draw your own line. Here's some close-ups of the painting, of course. And I always appreciate your comments, how you think of the painting, if it makes you feel any certain way, any kind of interpretations of your own. But yeah, thank you once more for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you here once again next week. Take care. Peace out.